Alrighty. Hey guys. Recently in the Discord it has been brought up that, well, basically it's been a thing for like forever that people were like, oh, can we do a category that disallows any unintended strategies? Which in itself, once you think about it more and more, is actually a ridiculous idea. Because the rulebook for such a category would be long as hell, and defining what intended and not intended actually is becomes pretty arbitrary. But anyways, I thought, hey, I'm sick anyway, I have time, so maybe I can just go ahead and do one of those runs where I use quote-unquote intended strategies only for an any percent run. Let's just go ahead and talk about the strategies. It was quite difficult to define something I was willing to run, but basically my idea was do a run where anything you do is optimal, but without the knowledge of any further strategies. Basically looking at it from a lens of a person that has all the mechanics of the game up to a very good point, but doesn't know any of the skips in that sense. One thing ahead of things, I won't be restricting my mechanics at all, because once you start doing that, things become real weird. Like, yeah, is a plant intended? Probably not, but if you look at any, like, random Let's Play, Shadow of the Colossus, and look at the way people stab, I can guarantee you throughout the whole game you will find one unintentional plant or two. So basically, if I said plants are unintentional, that would lead to things where I would have to reposition myself even though I just grabbed somewhere without the intention of having a plant, which would be ridiculous. And in that sense, I won't be restricting myself in movement, in stabs, and stab techniques like cycle stabs. Like, no, I'm sorry, but I will, at least I will show my skill through these purposes. Then, about the strats, I will climb Valis's back, only restriction there. On quad, this will be the most stupid thing of all, but basically I have to shoot quad's foot, which will basically look like, well, I'll trigger him from above, and then instead of just dropping on his back, I will intentionally miss and drop down and shoot his foot to get back up. Stupid, I know, but whatever. I won't be waiting for the animation where you can shoot him easier, because that's ridiculous. You can just shoot his feet as usual, and I will do that. I thought about ump jump, but I guess that wouldn't quite fit the scope of things. Gaius, I will use the middle plate. Here I thought about just using the middle plate and do the launch anyway, but yeah, I won't. Even though that would be kind of funny. But wouldn't be quite fit the idea of this, right? Phaedra, I'll use the tunnels. Avion, yeah, I won't restrict myself on Avion, that would be stupid. I won't do the jump stab, that much I can say, but anything else, like doing the wing drop, is perfectly reasonable in my opinion, because anyone could try and do that, and if it ends up working first try, oh well. I guess I have a slight advantage there, but restricting that would be stupid. Barba, yeah, use the temple. Hydras, don't do Hydras, skip. Here I will actually also destroy the smaller sigils, because that's the thing you think you are supposed to be doing, even though you don't have to. Which will make the one cycle a bit more difficult, but I'll try my best to still make it work. Kuro is not restricted, Basra, and I'll use the geysers. Dirge, I will do a 2 cycle. Here I actually thought to myself for a long time if it would make sense to just allow 1 cycle, because the only thing you're doing is cutting a step short, but I mean, if you think about it, you're trying to do the most optimal strategy, so you would kill both sigils. Slow, so yeah, I won't do the torch skip, I guess. Pelagia was a difficult one, because here you're cutting a step short on a sigil, which, well, I see like casual players cut short their stabs all the time because they don't know better. But at the same time, is a 1 cycle here acceptable or not? To avoid confusion, I'll just 2 cycle it and be done with it. Yeah, Phalanx. You can 1 cycle Phalanx with full steps, so I'll kill all 3 sigils and try my best, so there'll be a use for all the pillars, which will be stupid, but will well. Argus, pretty self-explanatory. I'll make him drop a weapon and all that jazz. And Malice, you use all tunnels. That's my rule set. It's stupid as hell, but I guess if people wanna try and contend for an intended strategies run, they might as well go ahead and beat my run first. Maybe that'll show how ridiculous the whole idea is, but if that's what people have fun with, go ahead. We won't make a category, but here's a run to compete against. This will be 1 attempt. If I fail, I fail. And this will make me the first guy who actually runs this thing, instead of just asking for it and getting frustrated if it doesn't get accepted to anything. And this is as much as I'm willing to reduce the threshold. Because once you start saying, well, plans are unintentional, the category just becomes completely ridiculous. You gotta have to show some kind of skill somewhere. If someone else is willing to run the category without plans, and then stun Celosia and Zenobia, that's on them. I won't be doing that. Because I did everything else as much as was necessary. Wow. If anyone hasn't noticed, I'm sick and I'm actually not feeling too well. Better than the last few days, but I don't know what I was doing there. I guess people who would have said, hey, jumping up that ledge from aggro is not intended. Well, here you go, I missed it anyway, so whatever. I usually don't miss this one, but here I actually did, so whatever. It lost me like 10 seconds or so, maybe. Maybe less, I don't know. Now let me think about how I can... Oh yeah, double rolls, yeah, no, I'm not restricting that. I guess climbing up here first and then doing the 2 steps is actually faster. I can see if I can climb up. Yeah, no way I can climb up there without seeing. Making this more intended. Ooh-wee. How exciting. Hey, that was by accident. It didn't look intentional, but... or intended, but that was an accident, I'm sorry. Should I climb back down and do it again, so it looks more intended? Bit of plant, I guess that's not intended. Oh, that jump step was pretty fast. Was that intended by the developer? I don't know. And yeah, I'm allowed to make fun of this category as much as I want. At least I'm running it. I mean, maybe I'm being a bit mean, I don't know. But yeah, maybe a little bit about the background why the category probably won't ever see the day of light unless we have some weird category extension thing going on. But the category, it's kind of like the whole glitchless debate. What is glitchless, what is not glitchless? Like here, if we did a glitchless category in Shadow of the Colossus, some people would be very disappointed to see that only the Zenobia super jump and Barber cutscene glitch would be forbidden, because everything else is physics manipulation and exploitation of the mechanics of the game are not glitches. If you're using the momentum of a Colossus in a very specific way and it leads to a result with one that flies through the air, it's not using glitches. It's just using the game to your advantage in an unexpected way, but very much intended way. Well, not intended, I'm sorry. Very much expected way, I guess. It's weird, but when it comes to defining what is intended by the developer or not, that's where it gets ridiculous. Because now you start thinking about, oh, is that thing intended? Can we do that? And you're restricting your play by so much. Like, this will be the pinnacle example of what I mean. Oh, was that intended to land there? Oh, I'm sorry. Basically, I'm just using the fastest way of triggering, like, quad. But I'm intentionally missing him to stay intended to the whole idea of the Colossus. Which is stupid. Because that's how doing a speedrun in a game works. You find the faster way, and then you use it. So if you're saying the speedrun is less of a run just because you're using fancy strategies, you're wrong. It's basically using the most optimal way to beat the game. That's why it's any percent. And when it comes to glitches or weird things, Shadow of the Colossus isn't even the prime example. And somehow people think using those things that take a lot of practice. Here I didn't even get the wow. Okay. I tried to do a fancy jump stab and I failed. Here you go, you can beat me in this game now or something. I don't care. Oh, wrong way, because I never did something like that. Well, that's kind of embarrassing. Anyway, what was I talking about? Basically, if you start saying like, oh, this strategy is intended, this strategy was not intended, it somehow makes the thing worse. It just becomes a very boring category once you start restricting yourself. That's the thing about it. Because suddenly, for some stupid reason, it's just lazy. Running the game with everything that is available and learning those strategies just makes the whole game experience more exciting and makes the game have more of a skill requirement, not less of one, how some people think. That's kind of why I'm doing this run, because I can guarantee you that people who try to do the intended strategies run. Without the experience I have, would have a very tough time beating this run, even though I'm doing badly right now. If they do, good on them. But honestly, at that point, if they're able to do that, I'm sure they could also learn the strategies and compete with the top times anyway. Because a lot of it is very small, unnoticeable details about the game. But in a way require skill as well, which you won't even notice, like how you stab, what stabbing techniques you use, how you position yourself, finding a better way to find the right stabs and stuff. Recovering from bad positions. The only Colossus where I'm not quite sure if I'm actually up to the standard of the common player is Phaedra. I have an idea of how I will do it, I'm just not sure if it will work flawlessly as I'm expecting it to. Also, as well as the fact that if you define a category, for example for Gaius, and say you have to use the plate in the middle, well, what could I do? I could use the plate in the middle, make him lose the thing, and then skip it anyway. And then just do the launch, because it's faster. It would be ridiculous and I won't do that. But how would you say? Would you say it's not allowed to do a Gaius launch? Oh, how do you define a Gaius launch? There are different ways of doing a Gaius launch. How much launch is allowed? Basically, at that point, once you make it a quote-unquote competitive category, it would lead to the whole rule set. It wouldn't be as easy as say you use only intended strategies. You would have to basically write down exactly how you want people to play through the game, which at that point it would just be following guidelines on how to play. And then a world record run would just be a person with good knowledge of movement and stabbing doing a let's play. Which is kind of happening right now, but I guess it's fun. I guess I have to let him get closer. Hopefully he won't actually stab me. He actually does the thing even if you don't move at all. That's interesting. I thought you have to move at least a little bit for this to happen. So I guess that's technically a time loss. I should have come back a little. But going directly to a plate wouldn't work now, I think. For all I know. Interesting. Yeah. Anyway. Like how much knowledge is too much. Speedrunning a category kind of makes knowledge a given. I mean, you can do casual races against your friends and nobody would say no, you can't do that. You can also run this category like I'm doing right now, but making it a competitive, like, actual category and calling it anything but a joke would be kind of ridiculous. That's basically all I'm saying. This actually, besides that one thing that guys did, oh, could have fallen off. maybe it was a close call. But yeah, I'm happy about the guys. Let's hope I can do the sigils quickly, because this is the only thing I can do to elevate this run from any other casual playthrough. Okay, I will go for the plan just because people will hate me for that, so I'll do it. Oh, I didn't even get it. Well, here you go. So I guess now nobody can complain. One more stab and it's fine. Okay. Wasn't too much slower anyway. I could do like a half step here and be fine. Alrighty. So far only the quad was garbage. If I get past Avion without anything, well, I'll probably not be bothered to reset this. Anyway. What's the time loss here? Like 3-ish minutes? I think that's fine. I could call it the fastest casual playthrough. Okay, my idea with Phaedra. I have no idea if it will work, but I just thought about the whole mechanic of it a little bit. And if you go directly into the first entrance, Phaedra won't turn around, right? So you can't climb as fast. So my idea was to lure Phaedra to the back entrance. And then I could probably climb Phaedra pretty quickly from the other side. I'm not sure if it will work the way I thought about it, but we'll see. I'll probably lose like 2 or 3 minutes in any case, compared to a speedrun execution of it. But at least I used the tunnels. Here, and as well, like, if you say use the tunnels, what would like stop me from like going inside the tunnels when doing a speedrun strategy anyway? Defining a rule set like that would take a lot of pages. So you have to wait for the animation and then climb due to the animation without using aggro, but at which point does it become ridiculous? It probably does instantly anyway. Okay. Let's see if my idea works. I'm not sure, maybe I could also do the same thing with the other entrances, but it seems the most reasonable to do it in the back entrance. It just feels like it would be the easiest. There's probably faster, casual, intended strat ways of doing it. But oh well. It'll be very interesting to see how fast I can actually finish this run. I guess sub 2 hours would be a start. because that would actually put me ahead of quite some people that tried. That actually tried. Okay, I think I can go. Or at least I think I can. 2 calls are probably enough. And now let's hope Phaedra won't notice me when I get back out the other side. If that works according to plan, that would make it a smart execution, which people probably can use for like time trials if they don't want to learn the speedrun way. Because I think if Phaedra now starts the... Yep, I think I'm good. I think this will work perfectly, the way I imagined it. Because usually now Phaedra looks down, right? Wow! This is so talented. This was actually rather fast. Let's hope I will get there in time, but I think I'm fine. I think it was fairly optimal. There's probably like a faster way of doing it, but I'll just call this good enough. Now I'll get it planned. I got it first try, so this is just the same as if I just grabbed a random place and started stabbing. I won't accept anyone who says this is not intended or somehow worthless. I think that was okay. Like, I could even try and optimize this whole run more. I just think it won't be necessary. I mean, I could try and get all the strategies somewhat optimally with like quad and stuff being up to par as well. But oh well, I don't care. I think I'm like 1 Colossus behind right now, so it could be done with Avion right now. Let's see about Avion. So with Avion, considering there's probably no reasonable way of restricting Avion, besides maybe saying no jump step strats, which in itself would be already kind of weird, but I guess you could say that's not quite the intended way. But anything else, like, I can't see a reasonable way of saying wing drop is not allowed. So I hope I will just not fall while trying to be optimal with this. But if everything works, I should be okay. So this will be like one of 2 Colossi that have completely done the same as the speedrun way. One thing is for sure, well, I gotta get better at Avion if I wanna race against Sean at any event anytime soon. Because Sean is actually pretty good at what he does. That's a big difference. Well, I guess what I just did could be considered not intended, but I could have done it the other way, which I just don't prefer, which would be the same speed. So please don't tell me that this wasn't okay. Because I literally did it out of muscle memory, without even thinking about it until after the fact. Ooh, jeez. Oopsie. Well, maybe I'll just fail this, who knows. It was looking quite questionable, but oh well. At least I didn't fail completely. Yeah, I'm okay with this, lost a couple seconds or so. But other than that, it was fine. Could have gone worse. Okay, due to the fact that whatever. That jump step didn't look intended. Okay, so after 5 Colossus, I am like 5 minutes behind. Ish. Compared to a decent speedrun. Was a bit tough time on Avion for sure, but nothing too bad. I'm not quite sure what that was. I think I jumped off too early, maybe. Well, that's fine. I'd take that in an actual run. Barba. Like, I understand these restrictions of glitchless if the glitch just literally ruins the experience of the game. Like the Pokemon, for example, where some glitches literally just eliminate any kind of speedrun, or make a speedrun like 10 minutes without doing any of the things you're supposed to be doing. There, glitchless makes some sense. And even then, with glitchless, there was quite some debate around the Pokemon Red run, because it included some quote-unquote exploits, which can't be called glitches just because you're just using an item in a way which wasn't quite... well, it actually worked as intended, just in a place where it wasn't supposed to work. Same as, like, talking to a certain person, which glitched the game even though you just talked to a person and didn't do anything else for the instant text. But both of those are allowed because there's no way of actually... well, it would be silly to forbid those, but they were forbidden at some point. So even around something like glitchless or like that famous Mirror's Edge run, where the glitchless also didn't make too much sense in some aspects. It kind of shows how... And with unintended, it's also very... It's even sillier because what is intended? Like, actually now thinking about it, can I do a wacky jump? I don't think the wacky jump is unintended. Well, maybe it is unintended, but is it something you can forbid? I can jump places. Okay, actually I'm doing the wacky jump just because it's ridiculous not to. If I fail it, I will do the backup and nobody can tell me it's a forbidden technique, because that would be ridiculous. There's a point where I can jump to, so I will. It's not even questionable, like a Frakaze jump, that you can jump where you just can, and there's not much knowledge involved besides the fact that you can jump there. That was the last time I actually did. Oh god, it actually turns you around. I forgot about that. You can climb up those, that I also forgot. So you can be faster than Barba. You can also jump up the thing faster than you would think. Let's see if I did that blindly. No, I didn't. It would have been cool if I did. Yeah, but there's like a point where you can jump to for a coin, which doesn't even matter here. Excuse me. Just keep going, whatever. Like, optimizing a speedrun like that would be trying to avoid these kind of animations happening. Is AI manipulation intended? I guess I can't do that, maybe. I don't know. Like, I guess in this run there were already some moments where you can ask if it was intended or not, but I can only restrain myself so much from playing this game optimally. God damn it, it's not even a good barber. For the fact I was using intended strategies, it was okay, I guess. So how much am I averaging? 32 minutes for 6 Colossi. Like just about 5 minutes. In a way, I'm actually happy I don't have to do a Hydra skip, not gonna lie. But oh well, I'll be switching to Classic for that one. Just because I will be killing the in-between thingies. Which will be terrible, but I'm trying as much as possible to do things intended. Some people that talk about intended strategies wouldn't even call me out for that, but I'll do it anyway. Because Anyways, hopefully I can one cycle that thing anyway, because Wacky always forgets and tells me, no, it's not possible to one cycle while killing these, but it is even possible to do it in hard time attack. So, with classic controls, I should be okay. Okay, classic. I will be doing underwater rolls, which I think are intended, but you can't do them on modern, which is sad. Would be doing jump stat resets a crime in this category? I don't think so. You're allowed to jump stat things, right? Even though it's technically a strategy that could be defined as unintended. I'll be doing them anyway because I don't see how you could forbid doing those. Unless they literally forbid random jump stats. Also the whole thing about one cycles. You can't forbid people to understab things, even by accident. Would you be nullifying a run if Phalanx doesn't do barrel rolls? This category is so stupid. Like, the thing that I had the most trouble thinking about was Pelagia. Because the whole one cycle technique is literally cutting one stab short. Wouldn't it be arbitrary to define that you can't understab a certain stab? What if you do it by accident? Because you would lose the category an hour into the run. I'll still do the 2 cycle just because I can, not because it makes sense. Can I jump onto Pelagia's face? Oh jeez, can I jump onto Pelagia's face? Can I jump onto Pelagia's face? The first time at the platform and the second time when cancelling the animation. This category is so stupid because I wouldn't even have thought a little bit about it, but I guess not. I mean, the cancelling of lasers can be seen as unintended, I guess. Let's hope this works. Should, right? I'll be killing the things, even though it's kinda silly. Not sure about the underwater ones here, but I will need them in between the things. As long as I don't take too much time in between, it's fine after I kill the first one. That's kinda bad. I think I should be still fine. this unintended? I don't know. I'll accept the fact that I'll just do it anyway. Here you go, wacky one cycle while killing the things. It would have worked without doing the jump stabs as well, I'm pretty sure. You just gotta be fast in between. Oh god, it goes into the red when I do this. That sucks. This is actually a decent intended strat Hydras, I feel like. I'll just have to remember to switch back to modern. Remapped. Honestly, Bassaran might take me a while, because I suck at the intended strategy. I don't do it a lot. Good thing about Kuro is that one is not restricted compared to the usual full game strategy. Was it intended to swim through here? I'll use the horse anyway because I can, because I think it's intended to go, to be able to go with the horse, right? You'd think if they have a path right here, it goes like that, but anyways. It's definitely not the most standard route. Okay. Wasn't the best execution right here. I gotta restrain myself from walking on air because that's not intended. I almost did it out of like what's it called? Well, because I'm used to it. It might not even be faster, honestly, it just looks fancier. I did it by accident, I'm sorry. I think I did it on the way to Barba, maybe, actually. But it was pure muscle memory. Sorry about that. Not sure if I did it or not. If I did, I didn't even think about it. Oh god. Forgot which way I wanted to do this. That's fine though. Nobody can complain here, unless you think cycle stabs are unintended, which is, well, almost a philosophical question. Let's see about Bastard. So far, actually, out of all the Colossus, I'm only unhappy with Quad, but that's an obvious one. The rest was actually just as I imagined it to be. Bastard will be ugly. But there's definitely less of a pressure in this run because all the strategies are easy and stupid. I guess Hydra's is more difficult, but also easier if you think about the Hydra skip. Avion is the same. I just suck at Avion. Quad takes the prize of the most silly skip avoiding. Which geyser is even the closest to Bastion? That's the actual question here. This one on the right, maybe? I honestly don't know. This will be a silly one. There's one somewhere here, if I remember correctly. Yep, I don't even remember where the geysers are. This one might be a little too far away. But it doesn't matter, I have some time to search for it, I guess. Maybe that's that one. I'll just use this one because I can't be bothered to optimize this. Probably already losing time due to the fact that he's using a lot of these things. Maybe that's fine though. I'm sure there's like this one strategy which is just incredibly fast. I'm not even sure how you could optimize this. I know there's like a way to grab the foot here in between. I won't do it, and I don't even know how to, but how would you avoid that? Skip, quote unquote. Because it would be within the intentional rules, but then you would have to forbid all kind of creative solutions. Which is basically what the speedrun is going to show anyway. Oh god, no. Okay, I think I might fail. Nah, it's fine. Oops, wrong way. That's also a fun one. I actually got a plant, that's funny. Okay, considering for a second I didn't know where exactly to grab, this is perfectly fine. That's alright. And the stabbing is definitely decent, I even got a plant. Perfect. No dirge, as much as it will hurt, I will have to 2-cycle. The only thing is if I have to kill both sigils, but technically 1-cycling it like Azuma did it once, or Riku, where you do like 2 stabs to the lower one, go kill the upper one and then jump stab it while you fall. Would that technically be illegal? I won't do it like that, but that's something to think about. Like, how would you prevent someone trying it like that? You have to kill a sigil one by one? Besides the obvious fact that you understabbing isn't something that is easily regulated, because at that point you have to only allow full stabs, which some casual players can't even do. But so far I'm actually okay with this, like, pace. If I get sub 1 on Colossus, this is actually pretty good for what it is. Which I probably won't, but I remember when I first speedrunning this game, even with speedrun strats, I've always felt like sub 1 Colossus was a threshold. Nowadays pretty easy, obviously, with a decent run going on, but yeah, just gives some perspective, I guess. At this point you can probably even do sub 1 phalanx without an SSD. But yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. Something Sean could do without an SSD, I guess. I think that if you like translate his times, probably did sub 1 phalanx. Sub 1 hour phalanx. If he hadn't used an SSD anyway. Which is pretty damn good. Meanwhile I'm here running casual percent. I still think to myself, what if I accidentally do a speedrun strat because I stopped thinking about it? That would be silly. Also, Dirge can actually go fairly poorly. Where the hell am I? Okay, that's fine. Okay, whatever. Got confused there. Now I got confused again. But I think I'm good. girl wanted to go around this side. Can't stop him. Excuse me. This will be very silly. Let's two cycle this beach. Oh, that was a bad one. What the hell? That's actually impressive. Dodged all of that stuff. Okay, two cycle. It hurts me physically to do this, whatever. Okay, this is okay. Pretty decent. I guess I can try to aim to go for oh, 2 hit recover. Yeah, no, I go up this way. No, but literally forbidding Asimus strat just wouldn't work. It's like one of those things. It was still a decently fast 2 cycle though. For some reason this run so far for what it is feels like a higher level than my actual any percent PP. Besides the obvious quad. But in my any percent PP I lost like over a minute on the last 2 Colossi, so whatever. No idea how I will even approach solos here, but let's do this. I think I have an idea. One thing about solos here is that I will have to... I'll still do the fastest way to get there, just because it would be very silly to not allow it. Like, oh, you can't jump down there, you have to go around, but which way around is okay? So I guess I'm getting less creative with my commentary. Could also be because I'm just feeling a little bit more sick than I anticipated. But that's okay, I guess. Maybe I'll just miss it. Nah. Why would I mean, pretty good. No, the only thing that's not allowed here is probably the... Actually, hammer strat would be allowed in that case. Okay, and now I do it the casual way. Go! Go! Go, go, go! Kinda silly. I'll try for double jump stab, but because nobody can tell me that's not allowed. I'm not even using a plan. Like, I'll just go for the HTA strategy of 2 cycle. Even that, like, I could be one cycling and some people couldn't even tell that I'm using a strategy, they're just not intended. But I'll just do it anyway because I trigger an extra cutscene like that, I guess. Phalanx will be fun because I'm making my life harder for no reason, basically. Let's see if I can do a 1 cycle anyway. On NTA it's kinda questionable, not gonna lie. But still possible. Let's see, Pelagia. Well, I'm thinking about it. Jumping on the nose technically would be fine. The first time to get up on Pelagia, I will still not do that to keep more with the philosophy. And then I'll just hide behind the pillar instead of jumping onto the nose the second time. It's very silly. Because you literally couldn't 2 cycle on hard mode that way. No, you probably could actually. No, you can. It would just be a bit harder. No, but it's interesting. Like, I will be very interested to see how quickly I can be done with this game. With intentional strats. Like, so far I'm maybe losing 10 minutes. It will add up on things like Zenobia and Argus and stuff, obviously. But I'm already on the level of Colossus. Well, Malice is also a big one. Let's see if I can do sub 2. Sub 2 is probably within reach. jumping and quick starting intended? Questions everywhere. So yeah, what I think I will do is I will hide from Pelagia and I will jump into the water and climb up. Can I climb up the sides of Pelagia? Can I even do that? Would that be intended? Pelagia is a tough one of what is intended and what not. Because I could be doing the speedrun strategy, and if you have less thought about it, the only thing that would be questionable would be like jumping on the face the second time. I guess I'll climb up the back. Is climbing up the back intended? I'm so confused. Because it would definitely be faster instead of the usual strategy to just jump into water and climb up the side. But I'm not sure if that's intended. I can also just do the other strategy, which is definitely intended, which is just slower than the original speedrun strategy. I guess I'll do that. You can't say it's not intended because it's all using intended mechanics. Pelagia is a tough one. I thought just 2 cycling it would be fine. Whatever. Gotta take some kind of route that makes sense. Like, I could have jumped up here. I will avoid that, instead I'll hide and do the other strategy. Yeah, that one you can't call unintended. Like, even if you miss here, you can jump up from the plateau, which some people don't know, which, if that's not intended, I don't know what is. Oh wow, I missed it anyway. I don't even know. I could have just stood there and it would have been fine. I hate Pelagia. Like, climbing up the side is what I would have done initially, but that's not intended? Or is it? That's like the first thing where I say, even if I'm not being mean, it's difficult to say. I'll just climb up the back to be extra safe, even though it's ridiculous. It's only slightly slower. It's difficult to position Pelagia here. I think that's fine. That will be 2 cycling. Okay. This could be a lot faster, but only because I got confused with the strategy, so that's basically it. I'm really not sure about Pelagia. This might take a while. Pelagia is one of those things that is just absolutely arbitrary, what you define as intended and whatnot. Because the whole speedrun strategy you could call intended, and some people could agree. Whatever, let's just do a 2 cycle for the jokes of it. Let's do a 2 cycle. You could even question if that's intended. But gotta give it somewhat fast. Okay, I'm missing it anyway. Yeah, I missed it anyway. So it's fine. Yeah, the Pelagia one, I feel like most of the time this is just because I wasn't sure what was intended in that slot. It is fine. If someone runs against this, they'd have to... I guess the thing I'm doing right now is only full steps, so no one cycle, and only climb up the back, or the plateau strategy is allowed. Like you can't use the animation to climb up. Well, that's stupid in itself. All of it doesn't make a lot of sense. I could have just gone through one cycle and not been bothered there. But I can see how you could say one of a plateau getting destroyed is intended. And I can see that logic. So far, Pelagia is the most questionable. Okay. With a one cycle you can cut this by multiple minutes. If you can jump on Pelagia, it can still be cut by like a minute. Within 10 minutes with the way there, it should be fine. So Phalanx, it will just be a one cycle while killing all the sigils. Which is the stupidest thing ever, because it makes everything more difficult than it's supposed to be. Let's do it anyway. And then Zenobia, Argus and Malice will all be the ones that suffer the most from the whole idea of intended strategies. I haven't done all of those in quite a while. I hope I can still remember how to do them with intended strats. But yeah, so far I'm like 10 minutes behind-ish. So right now it would be like still a sub 145. Obviously that won't be the case, because Zenobia, Malice and Argus add insane amounts of time with the intended way. It's probably the ones where you gain the most time from using speedrun strategies. If I had to guess, they could add up to another 15 minutes. So 155. maybe, if I do well. Maybe not as much. I'm not quite sure how the mouse will go, especially since I'm not that great. I'm probably worse at the intended strat mouse than the speedrun mouse at this point. I'd say the intended strat mouse is more difficult. That's for sure. For me personally. Also, I suck at the usual phalanx. Actually, pretty badly. Like, I know I can cut him short here, but getting onto the flaps reliably from that angle is actually kind of questionable to me. So I'll slow down a bit. Probably miss, yep. Making it just a little bit more casual. That was the intention here. Whatever, second try should be fine. Kinda slow. Okay. Kill the first one. Now it's gonna be quite a stupid thing. Oh god, that was close. But I think I'm fine, because now I can reset the timer. That was actually a pretty good start to it. Second barrel roll. One cycling despite it. This will take quite some dedication. I'm not even sure. Maybe I need to do a jump step here. That was fine. That was actually fine. I didn't expect it to be that way. Maybe I stressed myself out too much, but I totally one-cycled it within reason while killing the sigils. I remember, like, when I first started playing, I always thought, well, any percent easy and New Game Plus, there you can one-cycle it. But on any percent normal, it's impossible to one-cycle without the trick. Well, I'm wrong. I'm not sure if you can do hard though. Maybe you can. Now Zenobia. As someone who likes to do the super jump a lot, this will be tough. I don't even remember where to start with this one. I think it's on the right. Let's see if I can still remember the intended strategy. I will still go for the wacky jump. Am I allowed to do the kaze jump if I fall off one of those? Okay, I remember how to get there. So yeah, Zenobia and Argus will be kind of a pain. But I should be fine. Doing this on hard mode, now that would be quite disgusting. Like, even thinking about it. Oh, I guess Pelagia wouldn't actually be too different if you manage to do the 2 cycle. Which is harder without the speedrun strategies, but possible. If you put away the weapon and jump on the belly instantly. I failed it here actually, but that was because of the setup. So I think so far the biggest time loss, even within the intended rules, was Pelagia. Someone would have to find a decision on what is intended for Pelagia. But I would have to go by most casual playthrough. Pelagia is intended to annoy the ever-living hell out of you. And you're supposed to at least 4 cycle it. But not sure how you would put that into words. I would already be on the way to Malice, I think, in a proper playthrough. That kind of shows the difference. Sub 2 should be possible, with only intended strats. Even though this will cost quite a lot of time now. Intended Zenobia, well, we don't mind. I guess I'll need a bow for that one. Okay, muscle memory. I think I have to go on this one, right? Now I jump to this. Let's see. Wow, this is silly. I both just super jump up on this one. Would that be allowed, since I'm still technically doing the pillar an intended like idea? No, I don't think so. Anyway, I can't jump to that thing directly, right? Okay. I could have even continued instantly. That's fine. I don't even remember doing any of these. Like, I'm just doing it basically blind. Since it's been so long since I did the last time. Oh no, oh no 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 no. Ha, that's funny. Okay, that was me being over, like, I don't know how to call it. Overly confident with myself. What a garbage run. This Pelagia and Quad make it pretty easy to beat, I guess. But I guess this time the good thing is I don't have to shoot. And which direction does it even fall? Okay. Oh, now I have to shoot him. Excuse me. What? Wait. He didn't... Okay, that was interesting. He didn't need like a second like moment to be fast. If you could do that on the last pillar... Ah, same mistake again. If you could do that on the last pillar, that would break the record. I wonder if it's specific to this one only, but that was very interesting. I've never seen that before. Maybe it's just a usual thing that Snowy does in that specific pillar, but it's still interesting to think about. So yeah, Snowy is garbage. Yeah, here he does it the normal way. That was weird. Could have gotten here with a Kaze jump. Oh wow. I will do this the safe way, because I haven't done a Kaze jump in such a long time. And now I'll do a wacky jump anyway. Ah, okay, or not. Not as quickly, I guess. Is that intended? I don't know. You can't stop it. But a wacky jump. If you knew what was happening there, it is intended. And I won't avoid a plant, because that's ridiculous. You're literally just jumping there and you start stabbing. Nothing wrong about doing that. Oopsie. Maybe I'll just fail it. Okay. That's no bit, took way longer than I would have hoped for. If stunning is supposed to be part of it, then honestly it wouldn't have taken much longer. I could have just jumped on the pillar directly and then used that as a stun. So I have half an hour for the last two to be sub 2. Usually they take way less. So like 2 Colossi behind. That's decent. I mean, those will take ages now, but other than that. This note actually took 12 minutes. So yikes. The silly thing about Argus is it depends on how you define it. If you define it by you have to activate the cutscene, you could actually do it without climbing any of the side things, but I assume the rules would be get on the plate, then you could actually jump there without Argus hitting a second time, which is also funny. But I guess the rule there would be make Argus hit a second time to get the blocks, make Argus destroy a bridge, make Argus lose the weapon. How long would that take? I honestly have no idea how fast that can be compared to a regular execution. Maybe 4 minutes of time loss. And then Malice takes ages. Maybe 5 or 6 minutes. No idea, honestly. Interesting though. I'm not even sure what to think about this way of playing. It's not fun. It's not as fun as doing a usual speedrun. But it had some interesting, smooth, satisfying sections to it. Like phalanx one cycle without understabbing. I guess what Pelagia could have been pretty nice if it did a 2 cycle and if it did the fast way, which I wasn't able to. Snowbee was something different. Wacky Jump was kind of weird, if I would call it intended, but there's plateaus where you just jump onto, if you think about it, disallowing to jump into certain sections of the map if they're clearly intended to be there. It's kind of silly, and if you do it during a cutscene, that's skill, that's not abusing any kind of thing. That's why it was so ridiculous when it was found so late. It's probably the last major strategy that was discovered. And major as an IL changing. I'm actually not sure if... Well, Underwater Pelagia has been known for a while. It's just about the execution that made the difference. I guess I need a bow for later. Don't remember when the last time was I did intended Argus. Either. Imagine not doing the launch. How silly. I hope that's even the closest. It takes so long. You have to shoot him here by activating thing. Because you don't actually need that either. That's just the good part about it. I wonder if you can get squashed there. Attack! What the hell is he doing? I hope I'm still on it. I honestly don't know what okay, easily fine. And now it's about the rest. That takes way too long. I could have done a jump step here, but I got scared. Probably would have been too optimistic. I don't even need 3 full stamps. I always want to need 3 full stamps. That's interesting. So now I guess I have to make him lose a weapon. Something I haven't done in ages either. It was actually part of the usual strategy in the original game. And I think nowadays, if people still ran the original game, they wouldn't do that anymore. I'll try to hold on. I think I just the control during. Ah, I messed it up. How would you even go about it now? I think you go kind of far away. To make him hit you with a fist or something. That's like one of those things that's absolutely ridiculous. Which if it won't work, I will just do a different one. Okay, no, that's fine. That also took a while. And that's actually interesting because I could get a sub 150 with usual strategies here for sure. I guess without usual strategies it would be a sub 155. Because I honestly can't tell how fast it is. I think you could have optimized that last part on Argus as well to make him hit instantly. I think that's what they did in the OG. Or just drop down directly to the hand. Let's see about Malice. Malice will probably be the most frustrating one. Knowing how well I usually do on Malice. Stop. Also, I'm still not sure what the fastest way to Malice is. Like for the most part I thought you go left and right. Then someone told me going around the right side is faster, but when I saw Foxy recently do it differently again. I guess it doesn't matter too much anymore. I'll do the Foxy way this time. Like here, do you go instantly right or first left then right? That's an interesting question. What's intended here? This feels faster, but I can't say for sure. Gotta time it at some point, maybe. I think I timed it before. I was still never sure. But yeah, honestly, I definitely know some people that have probably times worse than this and try to do speedrun strategies. Shows how efficiency and general game knowledge is still very important. If that makes any sense. Yeah, that's probably a more efficient way of doing this one as well. I still don't understand how you can cut this one short. Whatever. I still have a sword equipped even though I switched to bow. See ya, grow. Now I'm not sure if I can still get like a sub 1 Well, probably not sub 150, maybe sub 155. I definitely could have gotten a sub 150 with a fast strategy. Barely. Wait, he's actually switched to like weapon. Is that like a thing that the cutscene does? That's interesting. Oh, excuse me. This is intended. Oh, what the hell was the intended strategy here anyway? Wait, do I go to the right? I totally forgot. I'm not going to lie here. Ah yeah, this one. Oh. Not gonna lie, I was totally confused. I was about to do the speedrun strategy and I was like, wait, how do I do this the intended way? I'm kind of scared of the pillars. Every casual's nightmare. Oops. Where do I go from here? Oh, I go up there, okay. This is kind of funny. Oh dude, come on. This is fine, no. This is fine though, I said. Will I actually die? Okay, I'm good. This will be tough. Intended strategies are no joke. On Malice, not. They are definitely not a joke. Like the last few pillars are definitely. They take some skill or patience at the very least. I have seen quite some people who are playing this game casually who like were absolutely demolished in that last part. Was that I'm sorry, I didn't mean to glitch up there. That wasn't intentional by me to do it the unintended way. I didn't even know you could do that. This would make the run illegitimate. I don't know. Not even sure where I'm going at this point. Oh, I'm dead! That fucking sucks. Can I still do sub 2? I think so, but I actually died. Oh lord, this is stupid. Well, I guess I gotta practice this one for the next intended percent. God damn it, that was so... Where do the shots even come from? Here. Go up here, right? Yeah, okay. I don't think so, that way is boring. I could have been a bit more patient there, but I'm still trying to go fast, I guess. Not gonna lie, if any of you guys ever want to learn at least one speedrun strategy, just learn the Malice one, it will make your life easier by so much. This is interesting stuff. But here goes the Deathless Run, I guess. I'd already be done probably if I did the speedrun strategy. Okay, this time it's surely fine. Okay. I'll do this very carefully. I did it. I did it, okay. This was almost a fail. This is probably the hardest part of the whole intended run. Okay. SotC should be possible at this point, if I still can remember how to do this second part the intended way. Last part is 2 minutes, so as long as I'm done within 6, that's fine. Where do you even stand? Let's just get up and then I'll search for it. This is where you would do the speedrun arrow from here. We're not doing that, I guess. Instead we're searching for the back of Malice. Was it the back? I hope so. Oh, I can't see anything. Let's see if I can do this. This will be the most silly one. This is actually painful to not just do the speedrun strategy from here. Wow. Okay. This is fine. I could actually speedrun from here. Yeah, just now I could have done it. These are tough. Okay. Now I have to just climb up or something to the other side and then. This is, by the way, where I had the biggest trouble in the casual playthrough because I didn't know you could just fixate it with a stab. So silly. Did I mess it up again? Oh, God. Well, the SotC dream will definitely die on Malice. I can see it. Oh my God, that's so stupid. This is literally so much more difficult than the speedrun strategy. Not gonna lie. I'm not even joking, by the way. I'm not even joking. Maybe that's why I learned the speedrun, because I hated this part so much. Stop it. Let's do it a bit more carefully. I should still be fine with Sep 2. Yeah, no, but it is actually very challenging for what it is. Some people might be laughing, but not gonna lie. Most challenging part of the run, for sure. By a long shot. Okay, I guess this intended way would be to stand here again or something. So you could get an easier way up here. Okay, this will still be sub 2, but it's ugly. Well, I guess that plan didn't go through. Combining all of the ways depending on what the rules for the category are, a sub 150 is probably possible. If you allow 1 cycles and Pelagia and stuff like that, it would probably even go sub 145. But sub 2 as a first thing is definitely nice. Without any speedrun strategies whatsoever. Definitely lost a lot of time on Malice and Pelagia, and optimization here and there could definitely cut quite some minutes. Oh, also forgot about the quad, that one was abysmal. Is it intended to attack those? If I ignore them, is that unintended strategy? That's a real question here. That Malice alone would have been so much faster. Whatever, maybe nation. Leave me alone. $157.40. That's fine. Still sub 2. Beat some people who try to speedrun this. Even though it's quite a restriction, not gonna lie. Considering this is almost 30 minutes slower than my actual speedrun of the game. With an SSD, this could probably go sub 145 or some weird shit like that. On the leaderboard, just by real time, it would be 14th place. And I'm not even sure how it checks out once you look at the IGT. silly. But I can guarantee you that many people that are just starting out with the speedrun, that would be quite a time to beat for some of them. Well, anyway, I'm gonna mute my mic. I'm gonna show the IGT and that will be it for the video. I'm sure some people in the Discord who are qualified, who are like pretty good runners, could beat this somewhat easily, but it's fine as a first attempt, I guess. So I'll leave it at that. Thanks so much for watching. If you feel like learning any of the actual strategies, make sure to join the Discord. Many people, including me, did a lot of work on the tutorials. I have a checklist up. And we're a nice and welcoming community, even though I've been kind of sarcastic throughout all of this run. I guess it has some kind of merit for what it is. Anyway, yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Kimko Audikov. Dika Uolayg. Or the Yu La Kaya. Ola no Kudu. Izo Yuri Ilzo. Yukizo Ediko Erikiku Aloa to Kair. Anli kom Ayudikanga Yuke.
Okay, sub 140 IGT. I'll take that. Let me see. I think getting 12th place with a sub 122 IGT is definitely possible. 11th place would be pretty difficult, not gonna lie. But yeah, let's start. Let's upload this.